Unsolved.
The JonBenet Ramsey case. The accusation. Why would the killer leave JonBenet's bedroom door just slightly open? Why sexually assault and strangle her to death if you're there to kidnap her? Why not remove her dead body for the ransom? Why wrap her dead body in the white blanket? I ran upstairs and pushed open the door to her room, and she wasn't in her bed. I think it was open just a little bit, like I would have left it. Okay, that's kind of normally how she slept. A little bit open. She had a Christmas tree in there, and that might have been on. I don't remember if it was or not. I just don't remember. I just remember pushing the door open, looking at the bed, and she wasn't in there. So the intruder picked up JonBenet, exited her bedroom, and then closed her door, just like Patsy would leave it. John Ramsey told me that he and his family had been at a dinner party held at the Fleet White home on the afternoon and evening of Christmas. John, Patsy, Burke, and JonBenet had returned home at approximately 10 p.m. John told me that Patsy and Burke immediately went to bed. John had read a book to JonBenet, tucked her into bed. Then John went to bed. John said that he went to bed at approximately 10:30 p.m. Was Linda Arndt mistaken? Was John lying? Or did the truth slip out? JonBenet and her brother Burke went to bed shortly after the family returned home. John Ramsey had read to JonBenet after she had gone to bed and before she went to sleep. JonBenet had last been seen wearing a red turtleneck and white long underwear. Were you in JonBenet's room when Patsy got her bedclothes on? No, I don't think so. Not that I can remember. What was JonBenet wearing when you carried her upstairs? She had on a white sweater with a silver star and black pants and black vest. That's what she had on that night. Did Patsy put her in her bedclothes then? Is that JonBenet's black vest that she wore on her guest bed there? I believe her shoes that she wore that night were in her bedroom there somewhere. And where did the black velvet pants that she had on go? I'm not sure they're there. And then the sweater there on JonBenet's bed, was that worn on Christmas afternoon? Or was that the sweater that they were fighting over that she wore? I had asked John if the doors to the house had been locked when the family went to bed last night. John told me that he personally checked all the doors and all the windows in the home this morning. All the doors and windows were locked. Now this passage is from Linda Arndt's supplemental police report, and there's two things here, and I'm more concerned about the second part. Patsy told me that anyone who knows John Ramsey knows he's not from the South. I asked Patsy when Linda Hoffman was next scheduled to be at their home. Linda Hoffman was due to be at the Ramsey home at 9 a.m. on Friday, December 27th. While I was talking to Patsy, she would repeatedly start crying. Patsy would be unable to speak. Patsy repeatedly asked, "Why didn't I hear my baby?" Patsy looked physically exhausted. Patsy would close her eyes, but was not able to rest or sleep. Patsy seemed to be much less focused when I spoke with her. Patsy seemed to have a far-off look in her expression. Patsy's thoughts were scattered, and it was difficult to get her to stay focused on one thought. Patsy would collapse in tears and repeatedly ask why had she not been able to hear her baby. Now, looking at all the information and the fact that Patsy and John both have changed their story about what had occurred, that would support Patsy being guilty of killing JonBenet. That would support Patsy and John working together to cover for Burke, and it supports John Ramsey being guilty. To me, the major factor detail is that JonBenet was sexually abused. So I'm ready to go all in and make the accusation. I say that it was Mr. Ramsey with the garrote in the boiler room. Okay, so let's reveal. And there it is. The 3 cards. Ramsey, garrote, boiler room. Game over. I win. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved. And since it's around Christmas time, I have a little treat for you. A cartoon made by me, and all the voices are done by yours truly. See you. Well, if I lived to be 100, I would never believe this story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Clary, why is my nose shiny and red? You're just special, Rudolph.
Yukon Cornelius is the name. Axe picking is my game.
I'll never fit in, Yukon. I want to be a dentist.
No, that would not be possible on the island of the misfits.
You're even a misfit among misfits. I without a pad and you without a tube. It's Christmas time, even for the misfits. I without a clown and you without a tube. It's Christmas time, even for the misfits. Hey kids, there's not much time, so don't forget to send those letters to Santa.